They walk through the room, you're like, the temperature changes. He's got the aura. You talk about the difference in energy in the stadium, and I'm sure that's probably coming through in the clubhouse as well. And should have had a hit the first night, except he lined it off the pitcher's backside at 111 exit velocity on that. Awesome. First RBI. And then on the second night in front of his family, with the weight of all that expectations, game-winning RBI, double, and then makes a web gem. You weren't surprised at all that he had that kind of impact that quickly, were you?
No. He's a good player. He is. The three of them are. But with him, the thing that really caught my attention in spring training this year, first big league camp, if I was him, let me swing the bat, let me hit homers, let me show Alex and the group that this is what I do. It was the other way around. He was taking his walks. Like there was one game he went, I think we went to Philly, I want to say to Clearwater, 3 walks, 3 at-bats, 3 walks. Usually the kids, they want to swing, right? And no. He stayed the course. There's a process, and he's very calm in the batter's box, and that's the thing that impresses me.
Okay, it's coming. I read some of your quotes about him and Marcelo not hitting against lefties. Is that indeed the plan? They're not going to hit against lefties. How does a plan like that come about, and why does it come about?
No, I mean, there's certain lefties that they're not going to face. We'll mix and match. I think now with the roster that we have to understand that we got Romy and Ref. They're really good at what they do. The other day, Roman faced a lefty in the 5th, right, in the 6th inning. But then with 2 outs, we have bases loaded, and the game called for Romy to pinch hit. And we're going to play the game. As far as starters, there's a few that we know they're tough. There's others that they still tough, but we believe that they're going to be able to handle it. So we'll play it like that. It's not a given that they're not going to start, but we'll pick and choose when. And throughout the game, we'll pick and choose when we're going to pinch hit. I think the difference now, knowing that we have Roman, we got Marcelo, it plays into our advantage now. When we going to use Ref? It might be for Marcelo, it might be for Roman, maybe for JD with the bases loaded and 1 out. Like now we can play the game of, okay, mixing and matching, especially with teams like this that they have 3 lefties. Okay, if you're going to mix and match, we're going to maximize our roster, and I think it's a complete roster. Obviously, with time, we're going to have to make decisions when Willie comes back. But as of now, we're very comfortable with who we have, and we'll pick and choose when they're going to start against lefties.
Alex, you guys have won 4 out of the last 6, and a big reason for that is the starting pitching. Luis Giolito goes 7. You got Brian Bayo, who had 2 good outings in his last couple. Hunter Dobbins had a good outing a few games ago. Are you starting to see the starting pitching starting to maybe perform the way that you had hoped before the season started?
Yeah, this is 4 in a row that we have a solid one, right? Crochet, Dobbins, Bayo, and Lucas yesterday. We got Walker today. We expect him to go deep into the game. And that's the way you gain traction, right? To win 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, you have to pitch. It's very hard to come back every night. It's very hard to score 8 or 10 runs at this level. So the 3-1 game yesterday, it was a challenge for the offense, but double with 2 strikes, home run, 3-1. Let's go. I'll take those. I prefer, don't get me wrong. I like when we hit.
Yeah.
I like when we hit, but I'm feel very confident with the group when we start pitching. And we did it for 15 days in a row. Early in the season, we won a lot of games. The last 4 have been solid. We got Walker today. Hopefully he goes deep. We got the off day, and then we got the big boy going on Friday to start the Yankee series.
Heading into the Tampa series, the first inning ERA was over 7, so obviously that's something point of emphasis. But back to Roman sticking around with the team and what's going to happen with Willie or Abreu. I think you had said that nothing had been ruled out regarding Christian Campbell. Like, is there any truth to reports that maybe he may get a stint in AAA sometime soon?
No, we'll make decisions when we have to. Obviously, there's a league is based on performance, right? And it's not always the 330. It's what we see numbers-wise. Are we hitting the ball hard? Are we controlling the strike zone? Are we playing good defense, running the base as well? So it's going to be a tough decision coming up. We know that, But first things first, let's get Willie healthy. And it looks like he's going to swing the bat on Friday. We had a pretty good idea this was going to be the case. He was going to miss this one. So that's 3, and then the off day, that's 4. So give him a break to bounce back and be ready for, I think it's the Seattle series, if I'm not mistaken. No, San Francisco.
Yep.
Red Sox manager Alex Cora here with us on WEEI Afternoons. Last couple days, you've gotten some of those Jarren Duran plays where it's like the fastest kid in Little League. He's like, the ball's 4 feet away, I'm going for it. How important can those plays be to this baseball team? Because last night was a game, you just mentioned it, a 3-1 win. Felt like maybe your cleanest, most complete game of the year, and Jarren Duran being aggressive is kind of part of that makeup of this team.
Yes, and that's how we played early in the season. We were stealing bases, taking advantage of situations. Then there for a while, we struggled offensively, and we tried to do too much running the bases. We got thrown out a few times, so we have to slow it down. But now that things are starting to get going, expect us to be more aggressive, take advantage of situations. Obviously, it's always the opponent. We're not going to do that against Kansas City. They're freaking great at holding runners and doing all that stuff. But we'll pick and choose. But when he's playing at that level with that energy, it rubs with everybody, you know, and that was fun to watch yesterday. You know, as soon as he got up, I was like, oh, shoot, he's doing it, and he did it. Yeah.
Was that one of those no, okay?
Yeah. There's a few like, no.
Oh, no.
Alex, we interviewed you at the end of April. We were out in Green Bay for the NFL draft, and I remember asking you a question about Trevor's story, just his body language, and that's his bat was hot then. And it's cooled off after that a little bit, but the last 10 games, it's on fire again. Just what are you seeing from Trevor Story in the last 10 games at the plate that has got you happy?
I think catching up with the fastball. That's the most important thing. That's something he did early in the season. Then he struggled in the second month, and now he's back to that. When he's on time and hitting fastballs, he's able to lay off off-speed pitches. He hits the ball all over the place. And, the last 10 days, like you said, I think he started in Milwaukee. He had a great at-bat against their closer. Then he went to Atlanta, put some good swings. Strikeouts are going to be part of his game. We know that, but how he's striking out. Right now he's not chasing. He's probably taking some pitches that he cannot handle, with 2 strikes, and that's good, on the edges, and we can accept that. But earlier in the count, he's getting to the fastball, and defensively – I think he has gained some confidence, and we made some adjustments positioning-wise, and we put him in a better spot now, and he's playing great.
Does that affect the hitting? And when you're
I think it goes both ways. Like right now, you see him walking around, and he looks the real Trevor Story. Yeah,
Gotcha.
How about that bat flip last night after he ripped that one over?
Yeah, you know what? Trevor, he's a humble kid. Like very quiet. But if you go back to Colorado, when he was hitting 30, 35. There was a lot of bat flips, a lot of them. So
it was good.
We don't mind that. We don't mind that.
Yeah, it's a vibe now.
He actually dropped the oof. I think so, right?
And it's funny because it was in the preseason, I believe, at an avail at JetBlue that Bregman said the most important player on the offense to me is Trevor Story. And look, now he's coming around, and more wins are coming through. Obviously, pitching helps as well. Speaking of Bregman, any update? How's he doing?
Doing good. Doing good. He has this target day in his mind. He's not telling anybody, but the progress has been good. Actually, he should be out in a little bit for his run progression. One thing about this kid, man, like you know how it is. Like sometimes you're in the IL and you feel like you're not part of the team, and you just want to hide and be in the training room and not help people. It's the other way around. This guy. He's locked in with the pitching plan, with defensive plans, just trying to help everybody. The first one to show up to take care of his body, and then he'll stay, just to help everybody. We got a bunch of guys like that, but he went to New York. He wanted to make a point, and we talk a little bit about that. What do you think? Houston, New York is a big one. Since 2017, what we did, they crushed those guys up there. And I was like, what you got? He's like, no, it's different. Boston, New York is a lot different, and he enjoyed it.
Alex, before we let you go, I know you know how the media works, and we've already started reading trade deadline stories and projections and who should be targeting who, and you guys are a team that's underachieved. So from afar, people perceive that as, well, we could go poach a couple players off their teams. Without getting into specific players, how do you deal with that in the clubhouse? Do you talk to guys individually? Do you proactively go to them? Do you talk to the team? Like, how do you deal with those rumors that are going to just start coming?
Yeah, I think it's too early for that right now, to be honest with you. I saw a few. I was like, man, like, it's just starting. Man.
I read one this morning. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah,
Like, even out of
this
school
is too early. But obviously, that's something we cannot control. I think we're very honest with players. One thing, and I think I said it in the show here a few weeks ago. That part, like I work with Jim Bowden, and we were sitting in the green room, and it's like, hey, how about this trade? I'm like, what? Man, you're making that up. It's like, boom, and then he tweeted it. I'm like, oh. So don't believe everything you read. Just stay in the moment. One thing they can control, all of them, is to show up today and play hard and see what the future holds.
And Alex, if somebody wanted to get Hunter Dobbins a 4-pack of beer for something he may have said recently, how do I do that?
Just knock on the door and drop it off.
I mean, come on, you had to have loved that.
You know what I love? That everything that happened. I don't even know this. I mean, like, there's so many things out there that I'm like, what is this? But he shows up on Sunday, gives up the homer, kept pounding strike zone. He went 5 in a game that we needed, and then he'll be ready for the next one here. The kid, he's built different, to be honest with you. He's not afraid. He knows he's good, and what he did on Sunday was special.
All right, Alex, appreciate you joining us as we
Thank you, guys.
each and every
Always.
week. Good luck tonight. Hopefully we start stringing them together, keep that momentum going. Alex Cora, the manager of the Boston Red Sox, here on WEEI Afternoons.